Hey, you guys, it's funny, I just want to start singing the song from my childhood, Fat Over. Hey, I got a song just for you. I don't know the words. It's Fat Over. I used to not really watch that on Saturdays, but I liked the darn song. I liked the song more than I actually liked the show. I really liked the song. But anyways, I'm coming on here and saying, hello, everybody. How's everybody? Okay, let me express something like this and see if any of you guys can relate to this. I always watched when my mom passed away. She came on like a year later or something. Teresa Caputo, the Long Island medium. And I swore up and down that gave me such peace, that show about my mother. You just do not even know. Like I said, I read over 200 books about the afterlife and mediums and different things. And I know if you believe in God, you're not supposed to believe in any of that. But I look at things like this. If you do anything in your life with a loving heart, and you don't disrespect God, and you don't disrespect nobody else. And I know they say, oh, mediums demons or something can act like they're your loved ones and come in and say things. I understand all that, but I'm still torn between, I get signs and I know I don't know how to explain this, that I've had it a couple times since my mom passed, and I got a sense of her being in the family room of my mom and dad's house, and I was in the den. I don't know what I was doing in the den, making up my dad's medicine, doing something, but I felt my mother call me or something, and she was in that family room. And for that minute, my whole life made sense, and it felt good, and it felt like it used to be, and it felt right. And I don't know how to explain it. It must, for a minute or two, everything was all right with the world, and I felt that rightness, and that loveness, and that loving feeling of my wonderful mother was a saint. And I'm like, wow, how do you explain that? How do you explain that? I don't care what anybody says. To me, in my heart and soul, I feel that good things can come through long as they walk in the white light of God. That's what I believe and know. Long as people are good and they walk with the light of God, I believe that. And I was just watching like an interview with Teresa Caputo. I don't know if it's a New York radio station. I gotta blow my nose. Excuse me, guys. Just allergies. I always blow my nose. My nose always just runs. She was with this radio station, right? I don't know if it's a New York radio station or what, talking about her new show coming on. But my cousin Debbie that passed away would always call me. She didn't know how to text, I don't think. Yeah, she didn't text. She'd call and say, Teresa's got a new show coming on, or she's going to be doing this. I seen this, and I just want to tell you. And that reminds me of my cousin Debbie, because we both love Teresa Caputo. My cousin Debbie loved it too, and I know it gave her hope, because I felt so bad for my cousin Debbie. Suffered so much. Let's put it this way. Her sister had diabetes and had heart surgery because she didn't take care of herself in the last years of her life. My cousin Michelle, and I can hear my cousin Michelle, her little sister, we were best of friends. I can hear her right now in my head saying, hey cuz, this is your cuz calling. She'd leave messages on my phone, my phone voicemail. Hey cuz, this is your cuz. And I remember her saying in the end, getting close to her death in the hospital, I'm tired of this. And I didn't understand the depth of her tiredness, the depth of her wanting to go home to God. And she was over this. And I used to get so upset because I didn't understand at the time. I guess you have to learn certain things and go through certain things to understand certain things. Because I used to say to her, like, don't say that, don't say that. But that's how she felt. And she was over this life. And I didn't know that. And I didn't understand that. And now I understand that, Michelle. I love you, and I'm sorry that I didn't understand what you meant, that you were over this life. She was over this life. And we didn't talk for a lot of years, and that hurt in my heart. Over something so stupid. My little childhood boyfriend, the bag of shit he was, he wrote something on her car like F you something, blah, blah, blah. And she thought it was from me. And her parents thought it was from me. But my mom and dad called them and everything. Said Lisa would never do such a thing. And they wouldn't even talk to my parents for years of that. Like, why would you hold that in you? That hurted me for years. I loved her, and I would never say something like that to her or anybody. I would never hurt nobody. And we lost so many years. And God connected us again right before, a couple years before she passed away. I remember the first time she called me back. Started talking to her again. I was in this apartment me and my husband had lived in between houses, and I was in this apartment, and I sat in the living room, and I go, I can't believe my cousin's actually talking to me again. After it was like 10 years we lost. 10, 15 years. A lot of time. And I was so happy to hear Michelle's voice again. I was so happy. Now, and she probably knows now that I never did that. I never would hurt nobody. And her older sister, my cousin Debbie, I was friends with her when Michelle passed, and more closer to her than anybody else in the family. And I used to rely on her to tell me things if she heard things through my other cousins on my dad's side. Now I got really nobody but my cousin Cheryl and my cousin David kind of keep me in the loop. I can't get a hold of my older cousin Bill. He's in Grand Rapids, Michigan. I'd love to see how he's doing. But me and my cousin Debbie had Teresa Caputo in common. And maybe this is a sign from my cousin Debbie saying that she's all right. She used to cry so much about her mom, her sister, and her dad, and how it happened. Her sister passed first, then a couple months later her mother passed, then a couple months later her dad passed. So she lost all of them within a couple months of a year of each other. And her stupid, ignorant oldest brother didn't come to none of their funerals or give her any kind of hey, I got your back. We're the only two left. Anything. He's unreachable. He lives somewhere up north or more in northern Michigan, and he got in a fight with his family, and he carried that I'm not going to talk to you shit. He should have never done that. Now he's the only one left. They're all gone. And he's the oldest, so he's got to be close to 70 or something, because my cousin Debbie was 63 when she passed, and Michelle would have been, if I'm 57, she would have been 60. Yes, 59 or 60, I forget. Somewhere in there. But I'm just, curious. And then my best friend, we got in the stupidest fight in the world. I don't even know what it was about. It was so ignorant. And then she decided to move away and not even tell me. But I knew she was going because she threw all her clothes and things outside or her house. And I went through her shoes and I kept some of them. And she was going up north to live with her sister and take her son. Well, when I found out, thank God, after she went up there, I don't know how long she was up there, for a year, but not very long, and she got cancer. Like, they diagnosed it, and her brother-in-law told me, because her sister wouldn't even talk to me. Her sister was crazy, because her sister, Penny, I got her and her sister to be friends again. They were fighting for 2 years, and I got them to make up with each other. And I know it wasn't my friend Donna's fault now. It was Penny. Penny, nobody can get along with Penny. Penny is impossible. It's her way or the highway. But anyways, to make a long story short with that, I found out from her brother-in-law, they own an auto place, and he told me that she found out like in April, May, June, July, August, on my mom's birthday, August 26th, my friend passed away. So she was living with cancer for a while and didn't even know it. And she dwindled down to nothing, and she didn't want nobody to know. Even her other friend here, this lady named Carol, she didn't even tell her when she passed away. But me and Donna were friends for 20-some years. How do you I remember pretty much crying at her door saying, Donna, we've been friends forever. Don't leave like this. Don't go. And she was just standing at the door and wouldn't open up and talk to me. I'm like, come on, Donna. And I kept thinking I had more time to talk to her. And I'm like, please, don't leave like this. We were friends. This is crazy. So what? We got in a fight. Big deal. And people don't let fights make you not talk to somebody. Because if I don't have proof right here enough by losing my cousin and losing all those years, and my best friend passed away and I didn't even know about it. I found out like a year or two later. Her brother-in-law told me on the phone. I broke down crying so hard because I didn't know she passed away. I had no clue on my mom's birthday, of all things. Like, we were there for each other when her dad passed first, then my mom. Then her dad passed first, then my mom. Then her mom passed, and then my dad, I think. And I always used to make fun of her last name, and she was funny. Donna Marie Couchage, something Fayed. Her last name is Fayed. Donna Marie Couchage Noyles Marie Fayed, or whatever. We'd make such fun, and she would call people square hair. This girl that was kind of slow at Taco Bell when we worked, and she always had a hand that she held like this. And she always used to yell at Zachalina, quit looking in the wind, Zachalina, because Zachalina would just stop cleaning the tables and look off into the wind like this. And it was just so funny. Zachalina!
I'm about to shut everything off.
Quit looking in the wind. And we would just freaking die. And Zachalina would be laughing. We were all, it was good times. Good times. And she used to make my mom and dad's food so good when they'd come to Taco Bell. And that made my mom and dad so, so happy. It made them so happy. She used to, hook their food up. You're supposed to only use one little scoop of meat. She'd call my mom and dad. They love Donna. I just hope anybody that's out there right now that has a grudge and not talking to somebody, look at what can happen. Look what can happen. You can lose the other person and not even know they're gone. What sense does that make? Don't let that happen. Don't let valuable time be wasted and lost. And the other person to find out you're passed on through somebody else. Don't do that to them. Don't waste precious time that you can't get back. I hope this touched somebody's heart out there today and really thinks about this. The shit you're mad about is so secondary and not important. The love, that's all that matters. Fix the love. Screw the pain and the things you guys did wrong. Throw that out the window and start anew with love and compassion. Love you guys. Like and subscribe.